Emily, I think I have a problem. And before you say anything, no, I didn't break the microphone this time. I've been thinking about the way I speak English. My grammar is okay, my vocabulary is okay, and I can usually make a sentence without completely destroying it. But yesterday, I said something to a guy at a coffee shop, and he just looked at me for about 3 seconds. Not an angry look, not even a confused look, just a look that said, "Who talks like this?" And honestly, Emily, I think I sounded like a textbook that learned how to walk.
You know what? I think you're right. Because you do this all the time. You don't speak wrong English, John. That's the funny part. You speak English that is technically correct, but sometimes nobody actually talks like that in real life. You've learned sentences that look beautiful on paper. The problem is, real conversations aren't written on paper. People interrupt each other. They change their minds halfway through a sentence. They say, yeah, actually, I mean, you know, and wait about 50 times. And sometimes the most natural English sentence isn't the most grammatically impressive one.
Okay, so what are you suggesting? Because if you're about to tell me I need to completely change the way I speak, I'm gonna need some time to process that. I mean, I've spent years trying to make my English sound better. So you're telling me I've been working hard just to sound like a textbook? That's a little painful. But okay, I'm listening. What exactly do you want me to do differently?
I'm suggesting a challenge. For the next 24 hours, you're not allowed to speak like a textbook. And before you panic, I don't mean you should suddenly forget your grammar or start speaking badly. I mean you need to stop trying to make every sentence sound perfect. For example, if someone asks you, "How are you?" you don't have to say, "I am doing well, thank you for asking." Nothing is wrong with that sentence. It's just a little formal for an ordinary conversation. You could simply say, "I'm good," or "I'm doing pretty well," or even "not bad." And if you're actually tired, just say, "Honestly, I'm exhausted." That's real conversation. You're not trying to impress people with your English. You're just talking to them.
Okay, I think I finally understand what you're saying. Maybe I've been trying too hard to make my English sound perfect. I keep thinking about grammar and vocabulary before I even open my mouth, and by the time I've created the perfect sentence in my head, the conversation has already moved on. Maybe speaking naturally isn't about knowing every perfect word. Maybe it's just about being comfortable enough to say what you actually mean.
Exactly. You don't need complicated words to sound fluent. Sometimes the simplest sentence sounds the most natural. If you want coffee, you don't have to say, "Would you like to accompany me to the cafe this afternoon?" Just say, "Want to grab coffee later?" That's it. Simple, clear, and natural. You're having a conversation, not giving a speech.
All right, one final test. Emily, would you like to accompany me to the cafe this afternoon so that we may consume a beverage together? Okay, I'm joking. Let me try again. Want to grab coffee later? See, I can do this. And honestly, that already feels much more natural.
Much better. And if you're watching us and you sometimes feel that your English disappears when you actually have to speak, don't worry, you're not alone. Stop waiting for the perfect sentence. Start talking, make a mistake, correct yourself, and keep going. Real English isn't about sounding perfect. It's about connecting with people. And John, I think you're finally getting it.